Hi everyone, it's Freya. There's a new season of Overwatch which includes a ton of new stuff like PvE, progression system, new support hero, new game modes, new maps, and a bunch of other stuff. I've been playing through a lot of it, and I have to say this is honestly the best season we have gotten since Season 3, but I could be a little biased because Season 3 had a mythic Kiriko skin, and Kiriko's one of my mains. Speaking of new mains and support characters, Illari is the newest support character, and I have been having an absolute blast playing her. I'm not a fan of her shooting style personally, mainly because while it is hit scan, it's got like a beam type style, like Zarya and Symmetra. So when I shoot it, it does feel a little weird, especially since it has to charge up first. But her healing is honestly really satisfying. I think the pylon's a little overpowered. The fact that you can just leave it to AFK and heal people. It definitely makes situations like 1v1s a little more difficult. Her ultimate is a 50-50 because it's either going to be the most powerful thing you've seen and you suddenly get a 5k, or it's going to do absolutely nothing. It's an ultimate that your teammates have to follow up on, especially if you're not able to hit your shots, which I end up missing mine a lot on this character. I'm aware that both the pylon and the ultimate is getting a nerf next week for when Illari is added to competitive, which personally I am okay with because, again, the pylon is kind of unbalanced. The ultimate, I think it builds up way too fast. Even if it is a 50-50 chance of it working, it still shouldn't be an ultimate that builds up that fast because it can still be extremely impactful. I am looking forward to playing Illari in competitive. I'm excited to have a new support hero to rely on in competitive. I do want her to become a more, like, legitimate main for me besides Mercy, Kiriko, and Brigitte. So honestly, I'm pretty excited. It's always good to step out of your comfort zone, try some new stuff occasionally. And yeah, flashpoints and new maps have been added to competitive as far as I'm aware. I don't like New Junk City, but I do really like Saravasa. I really enjoyed. I think Saravasa is a really, really good Mercy map. A lot of high ground, a lot of spaces for her to go around to. I really, really enjoyed playing Mercy on it. Even Kiriko, even if it is a little difficult to flank on Saravasa, it's still like there's enough room for you to move around and at least try and figure it out before you can just get back to your team. The new progression system is honestly really interesting to me. It does give you something to work towards a little more. The only thing is just I wish that it showed a border of some kind on the player icon in-game, like level borders in Overwatch 1. I wasn't an Overwatch 1 player, but I really enjoyed the visuals of the level borders, and I hope eventually they consider adding something like that with the badges. Maybe you can just be like the badge itself on the bottom of the icon where you would usually find the levels, something like that. And I just think that would make the progression system for me personally a little more rewarding because I can look at it, you know, in game as well while I'm playing, and there's still that, like, you know, that feeling of being proud about it. I know a lot of people were pretty disappointed with the failure to deliver on the promise of skill trees and, you know, all the big stuff about PvE in Overwatch 2. But I have honestly really, really enjoyed PvE this season. I've enjoyed the underworld missions, even if they are a little underwhelming. I do like that they're adding more modifiers to it to make it more challenging. I always enjoy like a good challenge with my friends and all that. I really like the different difficulties for each mission. It gives me room to explore the missions for the lore and then try and have some fun on it with, you know, most difficulty. I haven't beaten anything on Legendary yet except for the first Underworld mission and Colosseo. Toronto's still a struggle for me, but, you know, my friends and I will pull through. We've gotten pretty far in it already. Yeah, I've honestly really, really enjoyed this season for what it has provided. And I know that, again, there was a failure to deliver on promises before, but, you know, Blizzard's trying to... Blizzard, but, you know, the developers of Overwatch, they're trying really hard to make up for it. And, you know, they're doing their best to give as much as they can. So I'm excited for the future of the game, and I am excited for more PvE missions and more lore. I think it's important to remember that the developers of Overwatch 2 are trying their very best with the resources that are provided to them, and based off of what they are being given, they are still managing to deliver a lot to us. So they're trying their best, and I think, you know, it's about time we cut them some slack. I know a lot of people on Steam were really upset and review bombed it, but a lot of those people are kind of stuck in the past, looking for a game that no longer exists. Overwatch 2 is a new game, it's a different game, there's new developers, you know, I think it's about time we move on and either accept this game to be a newer version of itself, or, you know, move on to another game, you know, because you hate this game so much, we should probably move on to another game, right? Last but not least, I have been asked this a few times already by some people, but there were some people who wanted to know my opinion on the Mercy nerf, and if you somehow don't know by now, Mercy's damage boost got nerfed from being 30% to 25%. I just think it's a little weird that the developers said that they were happy with Mercy's res and damage boost, but because everyone on Twitter just kind of kept whining about it, they decided to eventually nerf it, kind of like caving in and deciding to, you know, nerf it. I understand that they're trying to cater to a bunch of different sides of the community. I guess I am just a little frustrated that it's very easy for them to, like, focus on the priorities and opinions of everybody else about this character. But then, you know, not listen to Mercy players when they complain about her current movement, especially with how bugged it is right now. I'm not really, like, sad about the nerfs. Not for the reasons you think, at least. It's not a bad nerf. It's not really that bad. I've been playing Mercy a lot this season. You don't really notice the nerf. You just notice lower number of stats. So, you know, it's definitely having some kind of impact, but not as big as you would think. You can still provide a lot of value to the team and as Mercy with damage boost, even with the current nerf. I think a lot of people were kind of overreacting about the nerf. In the end, like, you know, it's by 5%. It's not gonna be the end of the world. I just hope that eventually we do see some changes in Guardian Angel, whether it be fixes or another rework. And, you know, Guardian Angel is back to normal again. I would really like to see it back to normal, even if that means bringing it back to its Overwatch 1 state, which I am so down for because it just looks so much fun in Overwatch 1. All in all, that's all I really have to say about Season 6, what it's provided, the reworks, the nerfs, the balances, the cosmetics, blah blah blah. This is my favorite season so far. I've really, really enjoyed this. And I am really, really excited for what this season could mean for the future of Overwatch and what kind of PvE missions they'll bring, what kind of reworks they'll bring, and hopefully, you know, some good changes to Mercy. Now, without further ado, I will leave you to the rest of the video, which is my competitive games on Mercy. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. Does everyone know the plan?
I hope they put up a fight.
You call it?
What's happening on Steam? What Flash is saying.
Let's keep it moving. An enemy turret detected. I'm here to help. Not on my watch. You call it? Enhancing your strength. What's up?
I need healing.
Need some assistance? Feel stronger? Healing stream connected. Damage intensified. Enemy over here. Let's go. Let's get the payload going. Hosting your damage. My ultimate is charging. Hi. Here's ahead. I'm under attack. Let me take a look. Duplicating capacity. Help me move the payload. Right by me. Enemy turret ahead. Watch yourselves. What we do? Time damage increase. They have us outnumbered. My skills are still needed.
Enemy turret sighted.
Feeling more powerful?
Stay on the field.
I'm with you. Let the kitsune guide you.
Tactical goggles activated.
Heroes never die. Protect the payload. Nerf this. I feel a worm inside. Helping you up.
It's the game.
Enhancing your strength. Blinded. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks. Maintaining damage boost. Hiya. I am here to support. Dodge this. Engaging enemy forces.
The barrier appears.
Feeling more powerful? Improving your life. Clear out. Heightening your capabilities. All in a day's work.
The enemy's pushing. Let's take care of them.
Disrupting. I'm Dinah Zypher.
Escorting the robot. Let's move. Coming through. We're on the move.
Thank goodness for your help. Supply damage increase. Reach them.
flame.
Sustaining augmentation. I'm here to help. Monster review. Enemy over here.
The robot is ours!
There's one. Let me take a look.
Efficient design at work.
Supply damage increase. My scale has been
Vengeance, a robot!
feel stronger. What's up? Let me see what I can do. 60 seconds. Feeling more powerful?
It's go time. Heroes never die.
Leave it to me! Can't let them progress. Boosting your damage. Come on, big guy. Still have quite a swing, I see.
Just getting started. Thank you.
You call it? Heightening your capabilities. 10 seconds. I'll make sure that doesn't stop.
Enemy has a robot.
My duty is being done. We're almost there. Stay with the robot.
Wow.